And welcome to the generic paranormal show with KD and Austin. We'd like to say hello and salutations tonight. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening.
Best.
Switched over here to the comments. Good morning, Damien. Oh, from Edinburgh. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, I found out a couple years ago that I'm like 50 something percent Scottish, so that's cool, man. Right on, dude. Thanks for watching. So tonight we will. I hear a REM pod. That must be Katie. I hear it somewhere. Richard Johnson. Hello.
It must be
Hello. Do I know?
If there is something going off, it must be Katie.
Yeah, it's definitely Katie. I assume.
Gotta be.
Yep. So tonight we're gonna just kind of touch on some stuff I thought was interesting. I found a couple cool articles. One of them I'm trying to relocate because I can't find it again. What's up, Greg Cost?
Gregory.
Cool. Yep, you caught us. We are going to talk about Men in Black and whatever that is, and we're going to talk about modern. Well, I don't know. We'll see what it is. We'll see if it's the equivalent, or we'll see what y'all think. But is it the modern day like public face of the Men in Black? Is it AARO? AARO. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. What's up, Kim? Yeah, because all this is it's pretty interesting. You know, like the Men in Black have been portrayed in pop culture as even like alien themselves, right? Like not even human themselves. You know, some people think they're just government agents that are working for the government to cover up, you know, or the government's. How many times am I going to say the government in one 60 seconds? So anyway, yes, some people think they're just agents. There's a shadow government of some sort, and they're hip to the game, and they go around. And you've seen the movie Men in Black. So, what do you think, Austin? What do you think about the Men in Black?
I don't think they're government. I think they're like, shadow government is a better description or a better like answer for that, because I don't think that even the U.S. government is aware. Like, I think it's like on a level that's like CIA, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a need to know basis type thing. I feel like that's it, but like, you know, the U.S. government.
I said, and we don't need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you don't think the government funds it?
Nah.
So you think it's a private entity of some sort that's funding all that, or what do you think?
Yeah. But I would say it's privately funded by
the U.S. government, by taxpayers.
No, I don't think it's privately funded. I think it's privately funded, but privately funded by shadow corporations or ghost corporations. Is that what they call them? But like funded by like fucking like BlackRock, Vanguard.
You like shell corporations? Is that what you're talking about?
Shell corporations. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. But like, you know, I think that it's all shady money coming from the elites. Like,
here come them damn elites, bro.
Yeah.
The elites, it's you know, every time, man, it's them damn.
I think there's a greater interest at bay, especially when it comes to like, you know, extraterrestrial life or anything like that. You know, I feel like there is a greater risk at play than just like the government, because the government is just full of incompetent people. They wouldn't be the ones that you would want to present to an alien civilization or whatever. You want to keep certain things under wraps. You want to keep
But
certain
they're
things.
kind of in charge, so like the whole "take me to your leader" thing.
You think
Right?
they're in charge, but
Well, the
yeah,
government's them and people with a lot of money. That's who's in charge. Trust me. But
yeah.
anyways, so this is the Men in Black were just talked about, like whispered about. It was rumors. It was it's still to this day kind of a conspiracy, or is it? Because now we have the I think this is funny. We were talking about this before. The All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or otherwise known as AARO. How cool of an acronym is that? That is you couldn't
Yeah,
manufacture a cooler acronym for the government agency that investigates UFO. Well, they call it in here. They call it uh unidentified anomalous phenomenon. That's what they call it.
UAP.
Yeah, UAPs.
Oh,
So and it's this even breaks it down into let's say, okay, well, this is a very mundane, that's why I say this is like the public face of the Men in Black. And I don't know, I kind of feel like this makes me think that they were doing it all along, but they just recently were like, oh crap, we gotta do something public so that we don't have to hide, so that we can have
throw them off the
because
trail.
they know, well, it's like, they're like, we know they're what they know that we're doing this, right? So the American people or whoever.
It's
And
false
so,
flag.
huh?
They're throwing up false flags.
Right. Well, yeah, this is kind of like it would be sleight of hand, sort of, like
That's a false flag.
watch this over here while we're still doing this stuff, and this should keep you occupied, right?
Yeah, and it's almost like using the story to its advantage and taking advantage of the public's eagerness to jump on whatever information they give them. So it's like they can control.
Well,
Um,
nowadays though, I don't even believe it when they come out. When somebody comes out, like from the government, one of these whistleblowers or whatever, I don't even believe it when they come out and
yeah,
say, "Oh, I worked at Area 51 or some shit." Like, I don't believe that.
not anymore. There's too much incentive. I mean, I guess that's the question. Is there really an incentive?
Sure.
I mean, there could
Uh,
be an incentive when it comes to like
yeah,
appearances
like
and
books, like you get a
stuff
book
like that.
deal. You have a book deal after that. Like, you get on all the TV shows.
That's
Get
assuming you live long
like
enough.
testify before Congress, so then you're in. Well, yeah, but I'm saying even if they're fake, right? If they're fake, if they're manufactured, then they're gonna put them out there like that so that they're,
That's true.
in bait. So
That
they're
is
gonna want they want you to see it. So I guess I would assume the people who are really like attempting to blow a whistle, they're gonna get got. They're gonna disappear. Those guys are gonna be the ones that disappear.
yeah.
I
Right.
assume. So how can I share information with AARO or report a UAP? This is how you report a UAP, Austin.
To get a visit from
Uh,
the flag or
yeah,
the
it's got a little guide right here how to do it. So military personnel should report through their command or service in accordance with Gen Admin Joint Staff J3 Washington DC blah 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 May 2023. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon reporting and material disposition. That's what that form is called, apparently. That's a form.
the
Yeah,
form.
I guess. In accordance with Gen Admin. Okay, yeah, I guess so. That's like a rule or something. And then so that's if you're a military personnel. So civilian pilots are encouraged to promptly report UAP sightings to air traffic control.
Hmm.
AARO receives UAP related pilot reports from the Federal Aviation Administration. So that's interesting.
Oh,
And then the general public We will announce when a reporting mechanism is available for others to use. So you can't even really report. I guess you could call like, but there's no way to report it directly to AARO if you're
Oh,
just a
you wouldn't
regular.
want to report it to Arrow. You'd want to report it to MUFON, if
If you're
anything.
if you're just a regular ass person, yeah. But I'm saying like if you were interested in actually having the government look at this, right?
Like,
For whatever reason, I don't know, man. I don't know why you would want to like be like, "Hey, government, what's up? You want to hang out?
want to come to
Let
my
me,
house?
right? Let me tell you a story." Yeah,
Yeah, come to
because
my
that's
house.
probably the last thing you'd want to do, and maybe that's why there's. But I just think it's funny that they actually have they have us listed general public right here, right? But it says we'll let you know when like don't call us, we'll call you. That's what it says. Don't call us, we'll call you.
Good God, man, it's almost comical at this point.
I guess you could say, nah. See, but you're not like so. This is like the BS face of the Men in Black, pretty much, because
Yeah, it's a facade.
yeah, no. Okay, so what are the leading
Most
explanations to account for UAP reports? This right here is just kind of completely. No single explanation addresses the majority of UAP reports. We are collecting as much data as possible, following the data where it leads, and sharing our findings whenever possible. We will not rush to conclusions in our analysis. In many cases, observed phenomenon are classified as unidentified simply because sensors were not able to collect enough information to make a positive attribution. Sensors.
I would argue that
But hold on.
those,
What the hell kind of sensors are they using? It
I would
says,
argue that that's
like
false because when the Nimitz pilots, right? Uh, or there was the USS Nimitz thermal imaging. Where's Tim? Is Tim on?
I haven't
There's a
seen Tim.
couple. There's like the Tic Tac video, but like even with the Tic Tac video, that was like 15 minutes. They had that thing on their thermal radar sensors.
Right,
Like,
and they
dude,
think
there's no
because they think that because they released the video and that like
the sensors
this
weren't on them long enough. You're telling me?
I guess if that is that the sensors
Technology?
they're talking about? Is that what but that's not their sensors. They're making it seem like okay, so it says right here, observed phenomena are classified as unidentified simply because sensors were not able to collect. Okay, I guess it says but it's talking about like we won't rush to any conclusions in our analysis. And they're saying that are they saying that their sensors or how like what does that mean? I don't understand this last sentence. This is kind of weird.
I think it's a bullshit sentence.
Yeah, it is.
Their
It's just
sensors.
meant to say stuff without saying stuff.
Well, it's
Uh,
because they know that's a bullshit statement. Of course,
has the
they have
depart has the
sensors.
department found any evidence of extraterrestrial technology? No, just no. Hell, they just should have put hell in front of hell. No, nothing to see here. Everything is perfectly normal. No.
Perfect. Normal.
No, examination of UAP sightings is ongoing. AARO uses a rigorous scientific framework and data driven approach to better understand UAP. We will follow the science wherever it leads. That's great. I feel better about that, about the government following science. I feel so much better now that I know that,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they have such a history of doing that. It's
Doing
so great to
following the
know.
science.
I feel so reassured right now. Just
Following the science.
warm and fuzzy because they're following the science with aliens too.
I mean, they showed how much we can trust the science.
Well, here's common
And
things objects and causes frequently reported as UAP. We got here airborne clutter. Sure, oh, I suppose.
that's not false.
commercial or scientific balloons,
Yeah.
commercial or military aircraft,
So the usual suspects. Yeah.
unmanned aerial vehicles, i.e., drones,
That's a good one.
space launches, sure, satellites, and celestial objects. So, like, if I see a friggin' a meteor, I guess some people will see meteors and stuff, and they'll be like, UFO. I'll tell you what, I've been tricked a couple times. We turn that light out when you leave out of here. I've been tricked a couple times. I will say that. The best time though, who got me? Elon Musk. I think the best two times that I've been got like UFO wise, or I thought I was looking at a UFO and I wasn't. It was both Elon Musk, bro. That dude got me twice. The first time, it was when he was testing the rockets,
Yeah.
and I can't remember where he shot it, but like it was like this big bloom in the sky. It looked like,
Yeah.
and it was like, but it turned out just to be the ice particles and the rocket, the main rocket on that rocket that Elon was testing back then, and
Right.
then what was it? A couple years ago. I'm sitting out in my backyard, here at the house. It was my birthday, and I just happened to look up, and we were at the fire pit. It was dark. I just happened to look up, and there's a stream of bright white lights just coming across the sky in a straight path. And I'm like, what in the hell is this? And they were going so far, like you couldn't tell where they stopped and where it ended. It was crazy. It was that big. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I thought for just a split second, aliens, right? And that's the only time I've really ever thought like that, like went to that quickly, because I couldn't figure that out. It was obviously something moving intelligently, and it was like they look like stars going across the sky. Turns
Yeah.
out that was Starlink.
Yeah.
That was when they released Starlink, and I was like, damn. What's up, Dennis? Bobby, if you're still here. Yeah, so anyways, so I've been got a couple times by satellites. Yep, space launches.
Elon's a
Uh,
flipper. He's a sneaky guy.
well, he's doing some like crazy stuff, man.
Oh,
Like
he's
one of the craziest videos I've seen is him landing one of the SpaceX rockets on those floating platforms out in the middle of the freaking ocean. It's
oh,
nuts. That's
oh yeah,
nuts.
really.
That's amazing. That's crazy pinpoint accuracy, dude.
Man, I guess if you were to program coordinates into it, though, I mean,
Well, sure, but you make it sound simple. It's not that easy. And then you got all these different rockets that it has to fire like in a certain order to keep it straight up and down and to guide
yeah,
it. And it's coming down like ass first, dude. So it's the booster first.
yeah,
So that's nuts.
oh yeah.
Hello, Nancy. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Elon's doing some maybe perhaps extraterrestrial stuff himself.
He
Uh,
himself, maybe,
maybe Elon Musk is an extraterrestrial. Who knows?
living among us. He's claimed that he believes that there are.
Yeah.
Maybe he's hinting at something. Wink,
Oh,
wink.
look here. What is this? Case resolution. Read now. I'm gonna read it. Oh, is this
Apparently, a sighting or an incident.
apparently this is a incident that was had. Can I blow this up here? Yeah, I think I can. How's that? That's better, right? Let me move it over a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's a cool little badge thing they got there too, huh? Look at
Oh yeah,
this arrow. Oh yeah, so I was gonna say about their logo earlier was like, how, or their acronym. It says
yeah,
they even got some like Latin down here underneath this. I don't know what that says. I should look that up. Uh
yeah. I can't read it.
I can't hardly read it from here either. It's just because of it's the seal or whatever. It says Universum Muteo Est. No clue. So AARO, all domain or the all domain anomaly resolution office. This acronym I feel like should be ADARO. You know, I don't know the rules exactly. Maybe if you put a hyphen in there, then
I mean, it's a tricky wordplay.
then it's a combination word or whatever.
You
But
can make it, I
I'm
guess.
willing to bet the reason why they just skipped the D and they called it arrow is because arrow sounds way better than adaro.
Oh, of course.
That's probably why that's like that. But arrow, I can't believe they don't have like a arrow going through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that would be like so Star Trek, bro. It'd be nuts, right?
Well, it would definitely help to like better represent what they are about.
Yeah.
Arrow,
Anyway,
flying, I don't know.
on January 26th, 2023, a military pilot reported 4 potential unidentified anomalous phenomenon while operating in the Eglin Air Force Base training range off the coast of Florida. Uh-huh. Eglin Air Force Base, huh? Through the onboard radar system, the pilot initially observed that the 4 objects were aloft between 16,000 and 18,000 feet and appeared to be flying in formation. However, the pilot observed only one of the 4 objects visually and captured 2 images of the single object via the aircraft's electro optical infrared sensor. That's a mouthful. The pilot could not record video of the event because the aircraft's video recording equipment was inoperable prior to and during the aircraft's flight. The pilot observed this single object aloft at 16,000 feet. The following case information is based on the pilot's initial report and subsequent discussion that AARO held with the pilot to seek additional details about the pilot's observation of the reported object. Jesus. The pilot described the object as gray with a paneled surface and orange red coloring at the center. Huh? That's gray. The initial report did not provide the object's size and speed, but in the subsequent discussion with AARO, the pilot reported the object was about 12 feet in diameter and that it either moved very slowly or was potentially stationary. In the initial report, the pilot described the bottom half of the object as being rounded and the top half as rounded. Three-dimensional cone shape, similar to the shape of the Apollo spacecraft. The pilot visually received a heat signature emanating from the rounded bottom portion, which they described as blurry air. Uh, what does this sound like? It sounds like a space capsule, doesn't it?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. During AARO's discussion of the pilot stated that they thought they saw a vertically oriented engine affixed to the side of the object that was nearly the height of the object. This feature is not visible in the 2 still images taken by the EO/IR sensor, and the pilot did not include this description in the initial report. AARO has no additional data to corroborate whether the object may have had an engine. The pilot reported that upon closing to within 4,000 feet of the object, the radar on the aircraft malfunctioned and remained stable for the remainder of the training exercise. Post mission review determined that a circuit breaker had tripped. Technicians reported that the same circuit breaker on this particular aircraft had tripped 3 times in the prior months, but technicians could not conclusively diagnose the cause of the fault for this incident. Based on the previous tripping of this circuit, AARO assesses the malfunction likely was not caused by or associated with the object.
Well, it's good to
So
know.
there's cold water on you. Debunked. That's what they're saying. Debunked.
Well, I would like to say that it's great to
Debunked.
know that our military aircraft is being half-ass repaired too.
Yeah. Dennis,
Like,
you're right. The Star Trek looking logo is the Space Force one. That is correct. Let's see here.
But seriously though, is that not a fucking problem?
What's that?
That our Air Force, like our military
They just have
airplanes,
breakers tripping, and they're like, "Ah, we don't fucking know what caused it."
yeah,
And, you
three
know,
times in a month, and they just can't diagnose the problem. Like,
yeah,
then
that was for a
fucking
camera.
replace it.
That was for that. That was for their IR camera.
You would think that, I mean, as much money as we have allocated to the damn military, you would think that that would be
They
something
could
that they
fix a
would
freaking breaker. You would
they could
think that
replace the damn camera circuit,
or
whatever they need
something.
to do. Yeah,
Find that ground. Wherever that ground is, you find it.
like
Fix
really, who do they have working as technicians out there? What's going on?
Air Force. No offense to any Air Force people.
Goddamn Air Force don't know how to operate the airplanes.
Well, if they're anything like
Fun,
military,
fun,
like
fun.
Army vehicles that I worked on, like most of the time there were lots of shit wrong with those Army vehicles. Like there were certain things that would be wrong with it that was like, it'd be okay. But then like some things would deadline it. Like if it was, if it had like a fast leak on the engine or something, then that would deadline it. If there were lots of things. So, but
But
some
then,
stuff was like, man, it'll still work. And like in the rear, in a training environment, you really like that's when you should be fixing all this stuff. The only time like it's hard to keep up with repairs on military equipment usually is when you're downrange. Well, but you get more money downrange. You don't have much money in the rear. When you go downrange, you get all this money for to fund your unit and everything, and buy parts and all this stuff. So I don't know. It kind of goes back and forth. But anyway, I'm willing to bet they're not much different than every other branch of the military, and they're waiting on parts or whatever. This vehicle's got to go out for a mission, so that's not totally crazy to me to know that they got a breaker tripping.
I
Know
feel
what I
like
mean?
there was some I saw a congressional hearing where they started looking at receipts, and military spending, and
Yeah.
one of the things that I saw, or one of the things that one of the representatives showed, he pulled up a bag of like bearings that they use on airplanes,
Yeah.
and it's like a small bag, about 100 of them in it,
Oh yeah,
right?
I know what you're talking about. I know
It's like
exactly what you're talking about.
$90,000 for
Yeah.
this bag of bearings, where it's like
Yeah.
there's no fucking way you could get those
Yeah.
bearings
Yeah.
anywhere.
That's the way it is though. Like
But then all these problems, of course,
right.
like
Well,
it just seems counterintuitive.
yeah. Well, it's weird that they do that, and I feel like the only explanation would be money that like you're trying to fund
It's being misallocated.
something else. Yeah, but it's being purposely misallocated because like a normal sane person is going to look at a bag of ball bearings and say, "Well, you want me to pay $90,000 for this?" And I
Yeah,
don't know, like aircraft ball bearings, like they're very particular about aircraft parts, right? So
what
I'm
are they
willing to
using?
bet,
Platinum?
huh?
I mean, what are they using? Fucking platinum or what?
Well, no, I mean it's the testing and the like making sure everything's perfect down to they got a stress test stuff. I don't know what all's involved. $90,000 seems a bit much. I would think a bag of ball bearings that were used in some kind of jet engine. I would think they would be expensive, but I don't know about $90,000. That sounds a bit. I'd have to
That's
see
what.
some options out there.
Right. I mean, even $1,000, I would feel comfortable with, because I would understand all the testing and all the precision.
Well, maybe
to
even more than that. I don't know. And if they have to tool up a machine to make those, if they have to build a machine out to make specifically this one part, I could see how it could be expensive.
$10 a bearing, though.
Yeah, but think about it. Like if this company has to set up whatever milling equipment or whatever, they have to let's say they have to build a whole new like
Oh yeah, there's an
machine
initial investment.
just to produce this thing for these people, then yeah, you're gonna have. I mean, they might spread that cost out over a period of time. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be.
Devil's
Usually,
advocate.
Usually, yeah. Well, usually there's a mediocre explanation for a lot of things, right? And I feel like that's the best one I could come up with for that, even though I do still agree that $90,000 for a bag of ball bearings is a bit
And you've seen
steep.
that. You've seen
Yeah.
that before
No, I know what
too.
you're talking about. Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's
Uh,
just yeah. I don't know. I
yeah.
don't want to go into politics. It's not my place. I'm not a politician. I don't know anything about politics except all the left and right shit that I see. So
Okay, so this is what they came up with. So AARO assesses that the object was a lighter than air object, such as a large form factor balloon. Oh, it was a balloon. Excuse me, Arrow.
military air.
Excuse my dumbass military brain.
And
Didn't
this
know
was
y'all
spending.
were smarter than us. I didn't know those things could fly in a formation.
This is an Air Force base that this report
Yeah,
is coming from.
Eglin Air Force Base. Yeah, they were doing a training exercise
I
there.
love
Eglin.
that they say that that the Air Force, so the Air Force, what are
Pilot.
they?
Pilot saw a
Pilot.
fucking balloon and didn't know it was a
Yeah,
balloon.
right. Or any of the other people, any of the other military personnel in the Air Force, they're fucking around aircraft all fucking day. You're
Yeah,
telling
that's
me
what
they
they
don't
do,
know?
man. It's what they do. A large form factor balloon, meteorolo-
Meteorologist.
meteorological balloon.
Meteorological? Oh, Jesus.
Meteorological. You have to say a lot, not meteorological, meteorological. Okay.
Meteorological.
Yes, or a large mylar balloon or large commercial outdoor helium filled lighting balloon. Arrow has moderate confidence in its identification of the object. Everybody says we're great.
The greatest ever.
Arrow bases this assessment on a thorough review of the data collected, official pilot accounts
Oh,
of the object's description and behavior, laboratory testing of a commercial lighting balloon determined to have similar physical characteristics to the object described in the pilot's reports, a reconstruction of the flight geometry and the sun angle at the time of the observation. Well, they took a lot into account, didn't they? Those guys are very
sounds like it.
thorough over there. Arrow. I'm proud of our government.
Yeah.
No
Uh,
anomalous flight characteristics, behaviors, or capabilities were confirmed. Arrow assesses the circuit breaker trip that caused the radar to fail was coincidentally and likely due to a pre-existing undiagnosed technical problem with the system. I don't know that one. Knowing that that's a radar, that might be a deadlining thing, right? Like that ain't something you're not gonna. That's not something. That's your
that you would
defense.
let them be out flying without the radar? Fuck no, they're not flying without the radar and forward working.
Like
That's
I don't know, man.
bullshit.
That seems. I didn't see where it said radar. It might have. I probably read it actually, and
I mean, military pilots in general go through a fucking checklist, and
I
everything
don't
has to be
remember.
in working order in order for them to go into the air.
Oh yeah, it says the radar on the aircraft malfunction and remain disabled for the remainder. Okay.
So they just
Uh,
won't repair the. They just can't find out what the problem with the radar
yeah.
on
So they
the.
just said yeah. So they said fuck it. We don't need no stinking radar. We don't need no stinking radar. It'll
Yeah,
fly by the seat of our pants.
they used to do it back in World War II. We can do it too. Them dog fights, or was that World War One?
Oh, this is a good one. The blurry air observation, below it, right? Because that blurry air, that's how the pilot described it.
Yeah.
And I kind of get what he's saying, like
Like a
a
barrage in the heat
yeah, like a heat waves, like when you see that
on the road, heat dissipating
right.
off of the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. or off a grill or something, the blurry air observation could have been a visual misperception. Yeah, you just saw it wrong, bud. Whatever you saw, you were just seeing wrong. If you can imagine that, that's what you were doing. Your eyeballs were malfunctioning, and you weren't really seeing what you're seeing. Okay.
Why does that sound like something a parent would say to their kid after they just got caught having sex or something? You
Dude,
didn't really see what you just saw.
this is the low key equivalent of using the memory eraser thing on you.
That's gaslighting for no other, man.
This is like in the Men in Black, right? In the movie, they have the little flasher thing. They flash you, and you just remember what they tell you to remember. This is the equivalent. This is like just repeat what we say because we know we're smart. Yeah. So anyway, it was a visual misperception due to environmental conditions and potentially resulted from a tether hanging below that lighter than air object or motion induced image blurring. But I thought it was sitting still. So if it was sitting still, then
Well,
how
it
could
kind
it
of
have
sitting still, but the pilot was moving.
you still wouldn't see a motion blur underneath it. You'd see a blur like you'd see it at a streak maybe, or you know what I'm saying? He saw the thing,
I do.
right?
I do. Tell that to the pilot.
And they got a picture of it. Where's the picture? I want to see the damn picture.
I bet they confiscated it, not to be released to the public. Is Tim on here?
No.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's skipped out on us tonight.
What? He's fired, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy the balloon thing.
Isn't that what they said about Roswell?
Yeah, that's always the thing. It's a weather balloon. Every time it's a weather balloon. There was one
That is
situation.
literally the oldest explanation in the book.
Yeah, literally. Right. Yeah.
Literally the oldest
Right.
explanation.
It was just a weather balloon. And then they came out with like their little spy balloon, and they're like, "Oh, this is what we were using." He. We didn't want to tell anybody. Maybe it might be that mundane. I don't know. Maybe that was true. Maybe all that's true. But then some other shit happened afterwards, and they're like, "Well, we got away with this. We'll just use this excuse."
Yep. Just keep it rolling. Why not? Keep the train moving. As long as it's not derailed off the tracks yet. Why not?
Well, oh, we got a picture. Here it is. Yay. So they think that's a balloon.
Yeah.
This is the balloon?
Also,
Maybe.
it had a light bulb in it. It was glowing inside of the balloon.
This is a drawing that the pilot made.
So it was an upside down light bulb.
But he said it had an engine on it too.
Yeah.
But you can't see the engine in the picture.
Okay. Why wouldn't he draw it? He said he saw it.
Maybe that's what this is. Right here on the thing.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah.
I can't point to it right now for some reason.
I get it. I see what you're saying.
Maybe that's the engine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's what they're saying it is. This is the weather balloon. And they're like, in your face. Ha ha ha. So here's my question. What did the pilot say when confronted with this? Did they?
Sounds like he wanted to protect his life
Sounds like he got fired.
Did he get fired?
I don't know.
You shouldn't jump to assumptions like that,
Yeah.
Mister.
Decomplete. Okay. Partner, AARO and ST partner independently came to the same general conclusions based on the available data and its deconfliction of military and commercial radar tracks in the vicinity of the sighting. Interesting. Well, this was an interesting little rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So now we know we can go here to the old AARO website and you can find stuff. I guess
Version of
this is the Eglin UAP case resolution. So are there more UAP cases? Will that take me to a tab?
probably.
No.
I would assume that they're
Oh yeah, here you go. Why is their website's so broken, man? All right, so we got 4 investigations reports. Eglin Air Force case, atmospheric wake case, Southeast Asia Triangles case,
yeah.
and the Western United States case. So yeah,
Okay.
there we go. But anyway, so I was thinking we'll keep this episode a little short tonight.
Okay.
But main thing is we got on here and we did it.
That is a big thing.
And
That is a very big thing.
this is interesting. I didn't know this website was here. So everybody, now if you want to look at this stuff up further, you can go to the AARO website. All right. And boom, AARO. Austin, you got any final words?
Carpe Noctem.
Carpe Noctem.
All right.
Okay. You heard it. Well, y'all have a good night, and it's been fun, and we'll try to do it again next Thursday. Peace.
Deuces.
Awkward